Well, g'day folks. I'm going to do something a bit different today. Something I've never done before. Something I've seen on the internet. And the other day, when I was doing some shopping, I went to the Deli to get some roast beef. And it was $6.99 for a pack of 3 slices. And I thought, that's disgraceful, so I didn't buy it. But I thought, no, I'm going to see if I can do some myself. So I went on the internet and found a few things, how they do it. And apparently, it's with one of these, a sous vide, which I've had for a long time. And I've not had much success using it because I have never kept cooking in it for more than 2 or 3 hours. And I don't think it's long enough. This roast beef that I've got, that I did the other day, and I put herbs and spices in, and I actually said there was no paprika in there. Well, there is. I forgot. Only half a teaspoon though, and the rest of it has been in the fridge downstairs, just marinating really, and it's 2 days old, and that's going to go in there. It's going to go in there for 24 hours. So 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm just waiting now for this to reach its temperature. It's 56.1 degrees. I'm going to do it at 60 degrees for 24 hours. And then when it comes out, I'm going to let it cool down, dry it, because there'll be wetness in the bag for sure. You keep the wetness, the liquid, and you can make gravy out of it, and you get a really nice flavoured beef gravy. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to sear it on a very hot pan. I'm tossing up whether I'll have time to get the charcoal going on the grill outside, or whether I'll just do it on the cooker, on the induction cooker, in a very, very thick pan. So it's 57, nearly 58 degrees, another 2 degrees, and I shall be putting it in there. In fact, I might even put it in there now. It's not going to make that much difference. So it might actually, that's cold, it might cool it down a bit. So I'll bring you back in a minute when we're ready to add the beef in there. Well, it's ready now. It's 60 degrees, and you can feel it's quite hot. Now I'm going to put this in there. See if you can see what I'm doing. And we shall put the lid on. I've made this myself. It doesn't come with a lid, so I bought this big jug, and now that will maintain 60 degrees temperature for 24 hours, and at 10 in the morning I shall take it out, dry it off, let it cool down. Then tomorrow afternoon I shall sear it, let it cool down again, maybe overnight, I'm not sure yet. I'll see how cool it is, and then I'll get my bacon slicer out, and we shall endeavour to slice it to a decent thickness for sandwiches and for roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, because it's sometimes it's nice to have the nice slices of beef on your plate rather than a big thick load. It, if you want that, you might as well make a steak. And you could do steaks in this. You could do all sorts of meats in this. Just takes a long time. But I'm not sure what the cut of meat is that I bought. It was $30 for that slab. I took the ends off each end, and I made that into Chinese stir fry, and I put that in the freezer, so there's enough there for a stir fry, plus 2 meals for $30. Now this, when this is done, I don't know how many slices I'll get out of it, but I'm expecting to get quite a few. And see, it's done 2 minutes already. 23 hours and 58 minutes to go. Come on, hurry up, I want it now. That's me though, isn't it? Yeah, that's me. Anyhow, we'll see what happens. We quite often buy the deli meat, and this is called deli meat. When you look it up on the internet, you just type in deli roast beef, and you'll get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of videos come up telling you how to do it. And it's just a matter of I'm not picked, to be honest, I haven't picked a particular recipe. What I did, all that I wanted to know is how long will my beef take to have medium, not medium rare, medium. I don't want it well done, I want it medium. I want it pink inside, I don't want it red and bloody inside. I want it pink and juicy, but I don't want to see any blood running out of it. If it does, I'll toss it in the bin, because I don't eat raw meat. Neither does any of my family. My son likes it crucified. He likes it well done. I can eat it that way, but I prefer it medium these days. And apparently, like I said, I'm not sure what cut of beef this is. It didn't say. It just said a beef roast. I got it from Grimmer Brothers on Friday, last Friday, and they tell me the cheapest cut of meat, like chuck or stuff like that, or topside, it gets very, very tender done in here, just like you would with the top grade beef. You wouldn't put top grade beef in there, you wouldn't need to. If you did, you wouldn't put it in for 24 hours. You'd probably put it in for 6 or 7 hours, maybe 8. But it tenderizes the toughest cuts of beef. And not only does it save you money, but it keeps the flavour of the beef in too, because you're not losing much as regards drying it out, like you do on a flame or anything. You can do that later, but in the middle of the beef, you can see the outside, and that's about all you need to do. A lot of people slow cook on coals in a Weber, and they can take 12 to 15 hours. It's the same thing, but you wrap that in foil after the first couple of hours, and that helps to keep it nice and juicy with the natural juices. This is very similar process, but it's done in a water bath. And a lot of the chefs where you go in restaurants, that's how you get your steak or your beef. That's how they cook it. They cook it first like that, and then they shove it in a pan and sear it. And that's why your beef and steak in a restaurant is usually always tender. If it isn't, then it's been done on a grill, and it can be a little bit tougher that way. Now, I know people who like a little bit of chew in their beef. They don't like it to melt in your mouth. Strange, but that's everyone to his own, I suppose. I like a little bit of chew in it too, I suppose. As long as you're not chewing for half an hour. It's nice to have a little bit of substance in while you're eating, and the flavour. The flavour's the thing, though, isn't it? This apparently keeps the flavour in. Now, I watched a guy on the video this morning. He did 2 joints of chuck steak. One the way I'm doing it, and the other one he marinated in pineapple, and he chopped the pineapple up and whizzed it up in a blender and poured it in a bag and left that overnight. They did a taste test the next day. It was more tender than the conventional one, but there was no flavour to it. All the flavour had come out. So, like he said, this is the way to go. So whatever you want to try and do, marinating it, is not going to work. I was originally going to do mine for 3 weeks, but I couldn't find my cure salt. So I've got it somewhere, but I couldn't find it. I've hidden it somewhere. It's around somewhere. So I decided to do it after 2 days, after seeing some of the videos, and I thought, well, nobody else has left it for that long, apart from about 2 videos that I've seen that actually put a cure salt in it. And you've got to be careful with that curing, because too much can poison you, apparently, if you put too much cure in it. And it does take a lot of the juices out, and that's what it's designed to do, is dry your steak out. So I thought, no, I'm going to do it the way everybody else does it and see how it goes. Later on I might try the other way, but this is my first time. I've never done it like this before, and we shall see how things go. Now, 23 hours and 51 minutes to go, and still on 60 degrees C, which is about 140 Fahrenheit. So I'll see you again tomorrow at the click of a finger. Well, g'day folks, today's the day. This beef now has been on for 24 hours. It's just this minute turned itself off, and now we have to cool it down and then sear it, then let it cool down again, and then I can slice it. So let's see what we've got. Now, put that over there to be washed. I'll turn that off. Don't need that no more. Unplug it. Take that out of there. I hope this is going to work, because I've never done this sort of thing before. To this extent. I have tried it and I didn't have any success with it. Because I only did it a couple of hours, 3 hours maybe, and I wasn't happy with the result. But I realise now, after doing a bit more research with it, and I've had this a few years. It's not something I've just bought. I just put it in the cupboard and forgot about it till I started looking at deli beef and see the price of it and the skinniness that you get when you buy a packet for $7 and you get 3 slices. So it got me to thinking. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring you over here to the sink, and I'm going to take this out of the bath. This is my own concoction, this here. I came up with this myself, but you can buy them now with big ones with racks inside that you can use racks with. So I'll move them out. Now here, this is the make or break. Ooh. Now I can put that back over here out of the way till I get ready to clean it. Scissors. Oh, first of all, I'm going to keep this gravy. They tell me to keep the gravy. The juices rather. So I'm going to have a go at pouring that out there like that. No point in wasting that. All the good stuff. The things we do. Now, I don't know whether this is going to work. I have no idea. Like I say, I've never done it before. That looks pretty damn good to me. I'm going to put that over there for now, out of the way. I'm going to put that off there and toss that in the bin. Now, I'm not going to get my hands mucky, so I'm going to put my gloves on, or as my grandchildren used to say, glubs with a B. Gloves. Gloves, grandpa. Gloves. Right. It's a bit hot, but then again, I'm going to get rid of that. Now, should have done this first. Put some of that in there. I'll put another piece in. I should have had this all prepared. But then again, that's me. Now we've got to dry that off and let it cool down. And I'll take this glove off now. I don't need that one. I don't want to rub it too hard because I've got some herbs and spices on there. I don't need that one either now. Toss them.
So I'm going to make my potato cake mix first.
So you only started with a potato cake, which is good. Good nice toast. You've got potato, you've got half a shot in there, you've got some good.
Doesn't look the best, does it? Not yet, but it will. I'm going to sear it in that pan at a high heat, and I'm going to wrap it in butter when it's cooled down. And there it is. See if we can zoom in a bit. No, I can't on that. What we might do here is, let's see if we can zoom in that way. Yeah, there we go. Funny that when you've got it on the other side of the camera facing you, you can't zoom in, but you can now. So that's the beef, and we shall see what happens when it's cooled down. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I just want it to cool down a bit so I can put some butter on it, and I'll put some oil in the pan that's not flavoured, just a neutral oil. So, okay, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, okay, here we go again. I'll turn that on. I'm just going to put some butter on this now. Put my glove on. And just give it a good wiping. I've got some oil in the pan, some neutral oil. Bit messy, but probably worth it in the long run. You've got to do all sides now. There, that's done. Clean the butter up, I've got a little bit mucky. Put that on there like that. That will soon melt. There we go. Nice and clean again. Tongs. Right, now we want hot. Enough butter. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I've never done it before. It's brand new to me. I'm just having a bit of a go at it, and I will adjust it if I have to do so in the future. But in the meantime, this is what we've got. Well, I say everything tastes better with butter. We'll see. I do like the butter though. Turn that down a bit now. Getting a bit hot. I don't want to burn it. I don't want to burn the spices. Whoa. Oh, it's coming all right. Come on. Mix it. Right, that's better. Go down a bit. Like I say 1 minute each side, but I'm not sure about that. Depends how hot your pan is, I suppose. Yeah. Get some colour on it. We don't want to really cook it much inside now. We just want to get a bit of a crust on the outside, but not that it gets too hard. I think that's going to do it. What? Right, how's that looking? That's looking Mickey Duck, isn't it? Mickey Mouse or Grouse or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I will, and I've got to cool that off now. So I've got to put it on a rack, and I'm going to wrap it in foil later when it's cooled off, and I'm going to put it in the fridge, and we're going to slice it tomorrow. Or maybe later on tonight. I'm not sure yet. I'll check it and see. It's got to be really cold to slice it, otherwise the slicer tears it to pieces. So I believe. So what we'll do now is just let that cool off. I'll get a rack and put it in a rack, and see how we go from there. And I'll tomorrow, or when I do the slicing, we'll also have a bit of a taste test and see how successful I've been with this. And I should get quite a lot of slices of beef out of that. Oh, there's the alarm gone off. Yeah, I'll have to go and shut that down. I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay folks, it's that time. I got the beef. Let's see what we got to do. I'll just unpack it out of here. Just find the entrance. Oh, there it is. Right. There we go. Put that over there. Well, wish me luck, fellas and ladies. Just got to get the right thickness. Well, that's the meat. It's still not squared up yet, so I might just do it a tad thicker, but not much. There, that. We'll see how that goes. Oops! I kicked the bucket. Nearly. Oh, that's better. Right there. Hopefully we're going to have this for tea tonight. On a sandwich. On a sandwich. See, it's coming up. That's just about right for me, that. I haven't tried it yet.
A table is more than a piece of furniture, just as food is more than mere fuel. When I moved into my first home many years ago, before I did anything else, I brought a table, and not just to eat at, but to live around. At my table, I'm winding down at the end of a long day. They're ready for me, I'm ready for them. Celebrating friendship at weekend feasts.
Now we're getting into some decent slices. Yeah, like that.
The food I eat is vibrant and varied,
Anyhow,
but always relaxed.
I'm going to have a bit of a taste test.
Old favourites, so far so good. And fresh discoveries. Nutrient.
In a sec.
The comfort of the familiar.
Right, we'll turn that off.
Exuberance of the new. Oh, hear how this is.
We'll flip this round.
The essential welcoming taste of home.
There's no other way to eat them.
Whether I'm pottering about at the stove or sitting at the table, I want pleasure, I want flavour, and I want ease. Life can be complicated.
Hello,
Cooking doesn't.
how are you? Right, let's get a little piece of this. What I'm looking for is flavour and tenderness. Tenderness is wonderful. It is a cheap cut of meat too. Excuse me talking with my mouth full. It is a cheap cut of meat, and that's what they advise you to use in the machine.
I've got some olive oil in here. I mean, just regular olive oil, not extra.
Not bad.
I'm going to turn the
I can taste the spices and herbs in it.
is for the cubes to become golden all over. Oh, they will be so wonderful and resounding and crunchy when they're done.
I like these little burnt bits.
How long will the cubes of bread take to get golden?
Keep looking over there for the camera.
Oh, and how fresh the smell of the bread is.
Oh, it's over here.
It's fine. We'll let them fall on a bit of kitchen towel.
All these little straps.
I'm going to leave the pan off the heat while I chop my shallot, my secret
Well, what I'm going to do,
in the kitchen.
I'll bring you back in a minute. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll show you the end result.
So, some will be fine. Some a bit chunky.
That's better than any roast beef you'll buy in a shop.
There we go.
Absolutely. I'll be back in a bit.
Garlic and
Well, there you go, folks. All that. I don't know how many pieces yet. I haven't counted it, so I'm about to do that any second now. And I'll put some away for tea tonight because we're having roast beef and onion sarnies. I've saved the gravy.
sprinkle in sea salt.
I've got all that and a few scrag ends.
Splits everything together.
But sometimes these scrag ends, they're better than the middle. Delicious.
Glorious. And now I need this rambunctiously vibrant paste to make my rambunctiously
Wow, it's so
vibrant
tender
filling.
for a cheap cut of meat. I'll definitely do it again. Apparently you can do it with chicken
Now,
and
whenever
lamb.
you cook
You can do it with
with
steaks and
turmeric,
chops.
you must never use a wooden spoon unless you don't mind it getting stained. And here
All comes down to timing
I've stained quite a few in my time.
and the heat, how much heat.
Just want to cook the paste just a teeny bit, let it soften.
So I'll bring you back in a minute when I've counted it all, and I'm going to put it in piles of 6. Well, there we go. There's 7 pieces to a pile. So that's there were 6. I put one away for our tea tonight. So there was 6 times 7, 42. 42 pieces. Now, if that's 6 piles. Now, if and there's 7 to a pile. If we say there's 6 to a pile, that would have cost $14 each pile of beef in the shop. So 6 times 14, $84, and the meat cost me $30. That's it. A few spices, salt, pepper, and a pinch of this and a pinch of that, you know. So it's worked out a lot cheaper, and may I say, a lot nicer. But I will try another different cut of meat. I'm going to try different cuts of meat until I find the one I like the best. I don't know what that was. It just had roast beef. And it wasn't the top of the range stuff either. It was amongst the cheaper pile. That's why I look for. But they tell me, everybody who I've seen do it on the internet, have said the top side roast is the best, or the chuck. Top side or chuck. Go try that next time. And they say that's the best. Now, a lot of them cook it round about 132 Fahrenheit to that's rare. The medium rare is about 135. I like it medium, which I did at 140 Fahrenheit. And if you want it well done, you go to 145 or even 150. And some do it 160 up to 165. That's a little bit too much well done to me, because the more well done you do it, the tougher it gets. Believe it or not, it's true. I proved it. So I like it medium. I don't like it medium rare. A bloke did one yesterday. They reckon don't eat meat under 130 degrees. Or was it 128, 130? He did it 132. He was very close. And he said it's all right, but I wouldn't trust that. That to me is asking for trouble. And you know, each to his own. If he likes eating raw meat, that's his prerogative. He's allowed to eat raw meat. I don't have a problem with that, as long as I don't have to eat it. But my attitude is, if they like it raw in the middle and bleeding and blood dripping out on the plate, which they call juices, which it isn't, in my opinion, why do they cook it at all? Why don't they just eat it raw? If they like raw meat, just eat it raw. I don't understand they go to the trouble of cooking the outside for a few minutes. Some do it just for 2 minutes and they say it's done. It's not done. You know, what's the point? Why bother? Anyway, that's enough of that rubbish. And I will hopefully oops, I'm going the wrong way. I'll hopefully try and get this on the internet tonight and see how it goes. Get some comments of people who can really cook. That's if they can be bothered leaving a comment. If not, enjoy the video. Hope you stuck it to the end. I did it on my phone again today. I've been really busy with Beryl had a bad
And they're flavouring the
day
oil
today.
so
She started
close
getting a bit crook
as they
about
can.
4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and she's gone really downhill since then. And she had me awake at 4 o'clock this morning, so I'm dead beat, you know. So I've just got to join a few of these bits and pieces on the file together on the video, and I'm not going to edit it. It's just going to be added one after the other in order. And watch the video. Please leave a like. It does help. It helps tremendously, actually. Gets the word out with the algorithm, and the more people put a like on, the further it goes. And I've proved that too. I've got a video there that's had 26,000 views. You know, because it's had a lot of likes. Share the video if you're with your friends, if you feel free. Don't think it's copyrighted. I don't, you know, I'm not into that copyrighted stuff. You want to share it, share it. You want to leave a comment, good or bad, as long as you keep it clean and not offensive. I get easily offended. Yeah, right. I probably offend more people than I get offended. Yeah, so no, I try not to. And thank you again for all those other people who've this week or last week subscribed to my channel. It's really kind of you. It's really, really great, you know. I've got 356 subscribers on my channel. It took a long while, and it's going to take a long while more before I get many more. But if you want to subscribe, please help me out. Do it. Gives me an incentive to make another video. And enjoy the video. I hope you stuck it to the end. And as I normally say, I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, and then you'll find out every time I do put a video on. Ring the bell, ding. And as I normally say, is ta-ra for now.
Now I just need